All right. Hello, everyone. So, about a decade ago, I was investing in a lot of single family duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, and every single one of those things was making me feel like I was making a lot of progress. And what do I mean by that? So, I remember during that time, I was actually hoping and asking myself, can I get to $2,000 each month in additional passive income? And I was all excited about it. And I remember every single time I would pick up a duplex, I was thinking, man, this is going to add about $400 to my monthly income. It was so exciting. Felt like it was a life changing thing. And then I remember on my second duplex, something happened. It was about 3 months in, feeling pretty good about it, some cash flow in, adding those couple of $100 a month, and a flood hit. And when that flood hit, something kind of snapped in my head. I had just found out that I was going to have to pay about $20,000 in repairs to this flood. And it was an absolute nightmare because here I was thinking, okay, if I'm making an additional $2,000 every single month, at the end of a year, I've made $24,000. Well, this flood just took away 20,000 of that just like that. And that's only with one property. So, as this progressed and I started looking at some of the options, what was out there? Well, I had been reading all the books. I was doing all the right things. I was following what everybody was telling me. Go and buy 10 houses, set myself up for, a $10,000 a month income. And it was going to be life changing, but that was just not feasible. It just wasn't feasible. With the extra income that I was pulling in, I was maybe going to set myself up with the ability to purchase one house every single year. And with that one house, if I'm only adding $200 a month of income, what is that going to do for me? It's not going to do anything, right? It's not going to do anything. And so, I'm always hearing, read the books, do the right things. You don't have to worry about building out a network. You can do it all on your own. And I 100% don't agree with that. What I do agree with is that if you put in the homework and you learn how to do things such as multifamily, we're going to get to that in a minute, such as multifamily, that is something that in a single year or 2 years can be life-changing. We're not shooting for $200 or $400 additional income a year. We're shooting to make a life-changing amount of money within a very short period of time. And what do I mean by that? Let's say I go out here and I purchase a 12 unit. And inside of that 12 unit, I have changed the rents by about $100 a month or even $200 a month, right? For all 12 units. That is $2,400 to $4,800 additional income every single month that I'm pulling in just from that tiny change. And that doesn't even take into account that I've eliminated some of the expenses. And imagine if we take this scenario and we can add about $5,000 to $6,000 a month in additional income. At the end of 1 year, what do you think that's going to do for you? I want you to think about this. What do you believe this is going to do for you? If you add $5,000 a month in additional income at the end of 1 year, the appreciation and the change in value of this multifamily property is a $1 million difference. Now, people can argue this point all day long. They can say, well, it could have been a 5 cap. It could have been a 7 cap. But if we're taking the numbers, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, we're saying that we've made a $600,000 to a $1.2 million change just by increasing the rent sum, just by reducing those expenses. And all of those things are very, very important. Now, I want you to stick with me. We could take the exact same houses that we were talking about in the early scenario. We could work through those houses and we could make all the changes. We could increase the rents. Will it change the value of the property? No. And the reason that is a no is because it absolutely is dependent upon the comps. So if little Johnny down the street decides that he doesn't want to fix up his house and he wants to have his grass growing 2 foot tall, what's going to happen to your property? The value of your property will be based on little Johnny's. It's going to be based on that neighborhood. You can't push the appreciation on this house. Now, it doesn't even take into consideration that once you make that first deal, once you've changed that first multifamily property, yeah, you're going to have that flood. But that $20,000 flood or those kinds of things that pop up, you're still bringing in the income that's going to support those kinds of capex. Whereas if you're talking about one house, you got the one roof, you've got the water damages, you've got electrical, you've got all of these things that you can cover in cost with the multifamily, right? So what I'm going to leave you with today is this. I want you to consider, if you are currently sitting inside of a single family and flipping single families, are you ever going to see yourself in a situation where you believe you can have a life-changing moment? That's all I'm going to ask. Will you have a life-changing moment with these single families, or will you spend every single month trying to acquire a new one without the ability to push up that value like you would hope for? Or are you going to take this moment to decide to hop into the world of multifamily, learn a little bit about it, find some like-minded individuals that are capable of working with you to make those things happen, and see where your life can be in 1 year? And I hope everyone has a great day. I will be on here Monday through Friday. We will have little tidbits every single day at 9:30, and I hope to see you tomorrow.